Welcome back. We're continuing to follow breaking news out of South Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa firefighters responded to a large fire just before 9 tonight. A passerby called the fire in to officials. One fire unit responded and called in an additional 8 units to help with the blaze. The fire happened at the former Newton Lumber Yard on Bear Creek Cutoff Road. Firefighters were able to contain the fire in about 15 minutes. The scene is now being checked out by arson investigators, and officials will continue to watch the area for any flare-ups. Tonight, around the nation, gun control is still a hot topic. Should school workers be the first responders in the event of an armed gunman? A group of experts put together by the National Rifle Association released its findings on how it feels your child's school could be made safer. Shelby Lynn reports.
We seek the complete, verifiable, and irreversible denuclearization through authentic and credible negotiations. The U.S. and our international partners have a shared goal of ensuring the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula and a strong common interest in peace and stability in South.
Now, President Obama plans to put gun control reform back in the spotlight with a trip tomorrow to Aurora, Colorado, the site of the movie theater shooting spree that killed 12 and wounded many others. Well, North Korea said today that it plans to restart all of the facilities at its nuclear complex. This would include a uranium enrichment plant and a reactor that was shut down in 2007. The announcement follows a new strategic line set out at a recent meeting on key committees of the ruling Workers' Party of Korea on Sunday. The reactor at the nuclear complex was mothballed and disabled under an agreement reached during talks between North Korea, the United States, and 4 other nations in October of 2007. The White House is calling for calm on the Korean Peninsula.
We seek the complete, verifiable, and irreversible denuclearization through authentic and credible negotiations. The U.S. and our international partners have a shared goal of ensuring the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula and a strong common interest in peace and stability in Southeast Asia.
The motivation behind North Korea's announcement on the nuclear facilities is unclear. The Center for Nuclear Nonproliferation and Disarmament believes North Korea already has 4 to 10 nuclear weapons. We're back here closer to home. Nice day to be outside, eating lunch outside. Very nice day today.
It has been a nice couple of days, but you know what?
I don't want to know.
All good things come to an end. Well, no, just for a couple of days.
Just for a couple of days.
Yeah. You know, it really was nice. We actually got to the 70s the last couple of days. Well, that's over. We're only going to get to about 60 tomorrow. But as we take a look at today's almanac, you can see 72 for the high today. And look over there on the rainfall side. We're actually even for the year so far. So tomorrow we might actually get a little bit above our average rainfall for this time of year. I'll tell you all about our rain chances for Wednesday and Thursday coming up in Home Team Weather. Stay with us.
The National Rifle Association has released its findings on how it feels your child's school could be made safer. Shelby Lynn reports.
A scene no one wants to see repeated, grieving after the mass shooting in Newtown, Connecticut last December. On Tuesday, the National Rifle Association announced the findings of an initiative on school safety it commissioned after the tragedy. Among the recommendations from the group, headed by Asa Hutchinson, a training program on firearms for school staff members who choose to do so.
The key is reducing that response time.
Hutchinson, a former top official of the Department of Homeland Security, said 40 to 60 hours of training would be required for school officials to be armed.
Let me emphasize, this is not talking about all teachers. Teachers should teach.
Other findings by the initiative: school resource officers already in place could undergo enhanced training, and many schools need improvements in security infrastructure, such as better locks and fencing. Vice President Biden said in a phone call with supporters last week he's open to police officers in schools that want them, but would draw the line there.
The last thing we need, and ask any teacher, is the armed teachers. Armed teachers. Turn schools into armed camps.
The NRA does not support major reforms on restricting guns, and some believe public support for that has waned in the months since Newtown. I'm Shelby Lynn reporting.
Now, President Obama plans to put gun control reform back in the spotlight tomorrow with a trip to Aurora, Colorado. As you may recall, that is the site of the movie theater shooting spree that killed 12 and wounded many others. WVUA brings you tomorrow's headlines tonight. In tomorrow's Tuscaloosa News, read how Northport is considering its largest residential project since the recession. Plus, an exhibit touts the importance of the King James Bible. And in tomorrow's TuscaloosaNews.com web post, should Malmore have a statue on the University of Alabama campus?
From the campus of the University of Alabama, your weather leader, WVUA, Alabama's home team weather.
Well, it's a beautiful day and a beautiful night across the city of Tuscaloosa from the WVUA tower camera located at the University of Alabama. Very nice night out there. Not much in the way of wind right now. Temperatures across the area 56 degrees in Tuscaloosa. Over in Birmingham, the temperature also in the 50s, 51 at this hour. Anniston 55 and Clanton coming in at 56 right now. In Birmingham, you could see they have clear skies out at the airport, 6 miles per hour. The humidity has slowly increased throughout the day now at 41%, and that goes along with those clouds that are starting to move into the area. Now across the entire United States, we're seeing temperatures all the way down into the 30s up in North Dakota as well as Minnesota. 52 in Cutbank, Montana, down to our south, 74 in Brownsville. Albuquerque coming in at 56, and then over to our east, it's coming in at 75 in the Miami area. Now, we'll take a big look at the satellite and radar, and then we'll work our way closer to home. But you can see now this mass of rain showers and clouds starting to push toward the southeast out of Texas and Oklahoma. Over from the Four Corners region, a little bit of a dust up there and some snow showers going on. Now, we are going to see over our area some clouds start to roll in really close to west and central Alabama over the next several hours. Clouds are going to continue to roll in, and that's what we're going to see tomorrow is a mix of cloud and sun, but we will also have about a 40% chance of some showers out there across most of our area tomorrow. Afternoon high temperatures today in the 70s across much of the region. 52 degrees expected about 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll have the possibility on and off showers throughout the day. 57 degrees by about noontime and should top out into the low 60s for our afternoon high. Now, on Futurecast, you'll see clouds across much of the area overnight tonight. Possibly some rain showers moving in from the north during Wednesday evening. Thursday, we're looking at showers across most of the area as that cold front pushes through, and then we'll have the possibility of a thunderstorm or two across the area as well. And then by Friday morning, we're looking at mostly clear skies. Once again, some beautiful conditions out there. Maybe some mix of cloud and sun on Friday and Saturday, but looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Overnight tonight, we're expecting 45 degrees, mostly clear and cool out there. Wake up weather, 49. Mostly cloudy. Showers will be possible throughout the day for our Wednesday. Northeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then tomorrow afternoon, 61 for the high. Cloudy skies for the afternoon. On and off showers into the evening hours, when showers will increase about an 80% chance of rain for our Thursday. Then looking at some beautiful conditions for the remainder of the weekend and the first of next week. Possibly 80-degree temperatures by Monday and Tuesday. A few clouds mixed in, but it's going to be nice summer-like conditions for the weekend and the second week of April, I should say. Our fish and game forecast brought to you by Tuscaloosa Toyota. Best time to get out there and fish. Only in the good category tomorrow, 8:40 a.m. and 8:40 p.m. We are in the last quarter moon, and for all of you sky watchers out there, on the radio you can get our forecast for Moody Radio South as well as Catfish 102.9, and on the web, Facebook, Twitter, and WVUATV.com.
All right, lots going on in sports tonight, Gary?
Yeah, and this nicer weather is good for baseball and softball.
It is.
And it just so happens that we had both going on tonight. Bama baseball at home against Southeastern Louisiana, and the Crimson Tide softball team hosting in-state rival Jacksonville State. The Gamecocks were in town. We've got highlights from both games. Coming up next in Alabama's Home Team Sports.
From the campus of the University of Alabama, live sports. From Alabama's sports team, this is WVUA Sports.
And welcome back, everybody. The Alabama baseball team is 7-2 in the Southeastern Conference right now, but going into tonight's home game against Southeastern Louisiana, the Tide was only 11-9 against non-conference opponents. So these midweek games cannot be taken for granted. In fact, Bama was shut out 1-0 last week by UAB, and this one was a tight one for most of the game tonight. Good night for baseball out at the Joe. No score until the top of the 6th when Jamison Fisher singles up the middle, scoring Aaron Haig and the Lions have a 1-0 lead. Was Alabama going to lose 1-0 again? Not tonight, my friends, because in the bottom of the sixth, Alabama's bats came alive with 2 on and 2 outs. Kenny Roberts, well, no need to make reservations because he's not staying. He is leaving the ballpark. That is a 3-run shot, his first of the year, and it's 3-1. That caused a pitching change. Logan Riddell then walked the next 2 batters to set up Austin Smith, and he jacks one to left. A 3-run shot, his third on the season. It's the first time in 141 games since June of 2010 that Alabama has hit 2 home runs in 1 inning. Tide led 6-1. They go on to win it 9-1. They improved to 19-11 overall. They begin a 3-game series against Arkansas in the SEC on Thursday night. Afterwards, we got post-game reaction.
Hey, I've got no problem with 3-run homers, I promise you. So that was good to see, and especially to have one that was a no-doubter. You know, you're kind of hanging on every breath right now when it gets close to the wall. But it was good. You know, I'm happy for Kenny Roberts. You know, not only tonight, but the way he's stayed with it and he's stuck with a plan. He's really had a consistent year for us, both offensively and defensively, and that was a big blow for him tonight to hit that 3-run homer.
The rhythm I'm in, the rhythm I was in. I had my first 2 at bats. They were pretty good at bats, and it carried over to that one. And he started me out with 2 sliders, and I figured he would come back with it, and he just left it up.
Yeah, Kings was definitely bigger. I called that one, by the way, standing in the dugout. I was like, he's about to get one right here, and he did.
He says 90% of the team says that they called it.
I think all those other guys were lying, but I really called it.
Again, Arkansas is in here on Thursday. Bama softball hosting Jacksonville State, 1-0 JSU in the bottom of the second, but Haley McClenny, who had 4 hits, singles over the drawn in shortstop, scoring Callie Case and Courtney Conley. It's 2-1 Bama. The Tide scored 5 runs in the inning to lead 5-1. 6-3 Bama now in the fourth. 2 on for Jaden Spencer, who jacks one to left center. That one is gone. Kima Davis and Caleb Rowe score ahead of her. 9-3 Alabama. Still 9-3 in the bottom of the fifth. 2 on for Jackie Traina. The J-Train will come through, singling to right, scoring McClenny and Ryan Murray. Ball game over. Bama wins it 11-3 in 5 innings. Lauren Sewell gets the victory. She's 7-0. Here's Pat Murphy.
You know, when your starting pitcher hits, walks, you know, but gets out of an inning and strikes out 7 or 8, you know, it's a different, it just doesn't make sense to me. You know, if she can strike out 7 or 8, she doesn't need to hit or walk the couple of them. So we need to work on that. But she got out of the bases loaded at the beginning. And then we had a real good second inning, a real good fourth inning, and then I thought we finished it well. So, you know, 2-out rallies are awesome. And, you know, we'll take it.
And a couple of notes. Alabama will have Missouri in for a 3-game SEC series beginning on Friday. And earlier tonight on the news at 5 and 6 and on Tider Insider TV, I mentioned that we would have the tape delay telecast of tonight's game for you tonight. But that game will actually be shown tomorrow night at 11:05. So we'll have Alabama and Jacksonville State tomorrow night at 11:05 p.m. Well, Alabama's Trevor Relaford is one of the 21 players named to the Lefty Driesell Defensive All-American team. The junior guard is the first Crimson Tide player to earn the recognition in the 4 years that the team has been named. The nation's top defensive player overall will be announced Friday in Atlanta, the site of the Final Four. And doctors aren't expected to give the go-ahead until tomorrow for University of Louisville basketball player Kevin Ware to travel with his teammates to Atlanta so he can cheer them on when they take part in the NCAA Tournament's Final Four this weekend. Ware suffered that gruesome compound fracture in his lower right leg during Sunday's regional final victory over Duke. He was released from the hospital today and returned to the team's practice facility on the Louisville campus, and doctors say he will play again, which is awesome news. Dunk City is moving to L.A. Southern California has hired Andy Enfield as the men's basketball coach after he took the high-flying Florida Gulf Coast team to the round of 16 in the NCAA tournament. Athletics director Pat Hayden says Enfield's success at Florida Gulf Coast wasn't a flash in the pan, and that his up-tempo style and stingy defense will be fun for the Trojans players and their fans. Enfield was 41-28 in his 2 seasons down in Fort Myers, Florida. He led the Eagles to a school record 26 wins this season. Then they beat Georgetown and San Diego State before losing to Florida as a number 15 seed in the NCAA tournament. The NIT semifinals going on at Madison Square Garden in New York. Baylor moves into the championship game. They beat Brigham Young 76-70. Right now, Iowa leads Maryland with about 4 minutes to go. Of course, Maryland was the team that knocked out Alabama in the quarterfinals. That's a look at sports.